All right, another Nerdy Virgin podcast. I need to get better. What I need to do is I need to get podcast recording equipment that works well for when I'm on the move. Because I do like to record this while I'm walking around instead of sitting down. And actually, a friend of mine, Tom Tran, great comedian, you should check him out. I should know what his handles are, I don't. But Tom Tran has sent me a link to some portable podcasting equipment, pretty reasonably priced. If you're a first world person, if you're in the middle of a torturous place and no one is there to help you, then it's probably too expensive. See, look what I did. Look what I did there. I'm talking about podcast equipment, and already I found a way to make myself feel guilty. Fantastic. Off to a roaring start. I've come to the conclusion that I want to do this alone. I think it's important to me that I figure out how to get people interested in this podcast without having guests. And I think it's because I was talking about it with somebody who was kind of positing that, when the podcast becomes about the guest, then fans of the guest will tune in, but they may not stick around for the podcast itself, versus the podcasts where people are tuning in because of the podcast itself. Of course, whether I have a guest or not right now, I don't know if anyone's tuning into this. But I think the other thing, too, that I like about trying to figure this out on my own is I just want to be in complete control. But then the question is, am I not taking risks? Maybe to grow as a person, I need to do this with other people. But then again, the more I meet other people, the more I realize that's just not something I feel like doing. Life is finite. I like being able to do this whenever I want. So maybe we'll just keep doing this for a while and we'll see what happens, shall we? I like that plan. I'm walking on a different block. There's a dog that always barks at me when I walk by that dog. Reminds me of Richard III, who says, and dogs bark at me as I halt by them. That happens to me. And I don't... Of course, Richard III, he assumed it was because of his deformity, but maybe... that was maybe a narcissistic thing on his point, because dogs bark at everybody. You're saying they don't bark at somebody else and then they bark at you specifically because of the deformity? I think you're making it a little bit too much about you, R3. But at any rate, at any capacity, we will press on. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tell you how I'm feeling. Didn't I just do that? Sort of. How am I feeling? Well, my diet's better. I'm probably still eating too much sugar in the form of fruit and then whole grain bread and jelly. Like I've gone through, I have, I want to say 7 empty jelly bottles in my refrigerator right now. It's not good. Jelly jars, sorry, not bottles. No one wants a bottle of jelly. That's a whole different kind of jelly. Whole different kind of podcast, really. I don't know when they're going to have me check my cholesterol again. But now I'm reading that high cholesterol, there may be a link between that and Alzheimer's, and I'm sitting here freaking out. But I'm like, no, I want to be able to remember my life. I want to remember all the years of terrible food that I had to eat because I was afraid of high cholesterol. So it's just gonna be a lifetime of kale. That's the memory that I really want to hold on to. I think I'm also flipping out a little bit because this turning 40 thing is really it's really doing a number on me, because I just I'm fighting the voice that's saying it's too late. I'm podcasting into a phone in the middle of the night, walking through Burbank. Maybe age is irrelevant. It might have been too late even from the beginning, based on the way on the direction I'm headed. But I don't know, man. I don't know. The fear is that it's too late for me. It just seems to me like everyone's excited when somebody makes it who's young. But then again, I got to remind myself there are plenty of people who they find success later in life, and yet it feels like there are even more people who don't. This freaks me out, but every time I walk by, there's this light on a small. I feel like I should know the word for what I'm trying to describe. It's a light on a. I don't even know what that is. It's basically a street light, but it's about the same height as I am. So in the distance, in the dark, I keep thinking it's somebody just staring at me going, is he podcasting in my neighborhood at 10 o'clock at night? That's immediately where my head goes. But yeah, the fear that it's too late for me. And the only good thing about it is that it's kind of kicking me in the butt to do what I want to do, which is I definitely know I want to record another album this year. So I'm just working on new material as quickly as possible. I want to send a submission tape in to perform at the Comedy and Magic Club, which is notoriously, they don't, you got to be on your game to get in, and I don't feel ready. But then again, is that me? It's not to say that I don't think that I could do it. My concern is that I don't feel like I have a 10-minute set that I can do backwards and forwards that's always going to be there for me. I can finagle my way through 10 minutes. But I guess I want to feel a little bit more secure that I've got enough there to play with. Maybe I do have enough there. I think on paper I have enough there, but in practice. So that just means I need to keep working it out. That is what that means. So, what am I doing with this podcast? Well, lately I've been trying to incorporate or end on a sci-fi story that I just make up as I go along. And I'm dreading doing that right now, which means I should do that right now. That's the other thing I've noticed. I've got to lean into my fear. I think a lot of times when I'm afraid, the fear is very clever. My fear is very clever. It'll mask as, I'm just tired, or I just don't have the energy. And then I do it, I feel better about doing it, and then it turns out I did have the energy. So we got to muscle through this. We just got to muscle through this. Sci-fi story. What sci-fi story are we dealing with today? Maybe something to do with sound. Sound. I learned this in theater class, that, sound is air vibrations. The air vibrates. And sound, therefore, is a physical process. Somebody is talking in the room, and those vibrations hit you. It is actually a physical process. And part of this discussion had to do with the power of theater, or live performance, as it were. Sound. Soundwave was the transformer who sounded like this. Decepticons, let's go. And he transformed into a tape recorder that flew into Megatron's body, right? I think I'm right about that. And I don't think we've seen enough of Soundwave as a character. Especially some of these, ancillary Decepticons they have their moment. They come in, they come out, but we don't see what's going on with them, on a non-war day. And I've got to assume that Soundwave is a struggling musician. In fact, that's probably why he became a Decepticon. I think originally he was an Autobot, and he got some negative feedback about his songs. But you know what? He hasn't given up on his dream of being a musician. And you'd think, he'd be into techno, because of course, Transformer. No, I think he wants to play the lute. He wants to play the lute, and he's a vocalist. But the problem is, he can only speak and sing on one note. And it's never a good thing. Like he knows not to invite Megatron over to come sample some of his music. But some of the other Decepticons, he invited Starscream over. Starscream's like, what is it? What do you want? What do you want, Soundwave? What do you want? I have a new song I want to play for you. I don't have time for this. There's no time for this. There's no time. We must plan for the destruction of the Autobots. It would really be helpful for my sense of focus and my self-esteem if I could play for you a song I just wrote. All right, play it. Da 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 da. Wait a minute. It's one note. I know, I can only sing one note. Okay, well, is it supposed to be one note? Or, that's it? It's meant to be one note. It's a one-note song. Well, look, the last thing I want to do is stomp on your creativity. But it does seem like there's a limit, perhaps, to how you can express what you wish to express with only one note. Yes, but I can change how I do the rhythm. Just check out the bridge. Da 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 da. Yeah, well, okay. You make a point. You definitely make a point. What kind of what genre is this? I'm sure you don't. I don't particularly listen to music, so talk to me like I've never heard music before. What genre is this? Classical. Ah, okay. Classical. Good. Yes, I can hear it. I can hear it. Can I play some more for you? How long is the song? 3 hours. Okay. All right. 3 hours. Oh, a 3-hour classical piece. I thought that this was just going to be a quick conversation, not an hour or 3, let alone. And there are things. I have to have a meeting with Megatron. You can't be late to a meeting with Megatron. You know this. Starscream, have a meeting with Megatron, and I'd love to, really would love to, but I think that got a meeting. You understand, right? You don't like it, do you? No, it's not that I. How can I not like it if I haven't listened to the whole thing? I never. Starscream. There are 2 things you must know about Starscream. Number 1, I will not rest until every single Autobot in the universe is dead. And number 2, I never make a conclusion about a piece of music or art until I have listened to it or seen it all the way through. If it's one thing I cannot stand, it's people who make snap judgments before they've digested the entire piece. You know this about me. So I'm not going to say one thing or another about it, because I haven't heard it all. Would you like the truncated version? I'm in a hurry. All right, I'm in a hurry. But I think it has promise. I think it has promise. Are you lying to me? No. I'm not lying to you. We are Decepticons. We specialize in deception. All right, come on. That's just an intimidating name that we have. And of course, when we're dealing with, if you were an Autobot, I would have no problem lying to you. But you and I we're Decepticons of a feather, if you will. I would never do that. No, it definitely shows an enormous amount of. I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna go. Good for you. Way to pursue your dreams. Don't. And again, I shouldn't even be. I'm not an expert. Why don't you ask Ravage? Ravage is an expert in this sort of thing. What do I know? My name is Scream. It's Starscream. It's not Star Sing. It's not Star Melody. It's Starscream. All right, I'm going now. Have a good night. Have a good night. Somehow, Starscream became way more neurotic than he normally is in that particular thing. Thinking about how Star Trek: The Next Generation, the one thing I think that's kind of dated about that show now is Geordi's visor, which was meant to be this thing that he wears because the character's blind, and this helps him see. And it's this, they basically took a head beret, painted it, and threw it on his head. And it just, it's this big unwieldy thing that I think doesn't make really much sense in how, if you were going to give somebody eyesight, that given the technology that we're developing and the direction we're headed, it would be an implant that you put into the eye. It wouldn't be this big, huge thing. And there's one genre of science. I don't know. I wouldn't even know if it's. I guess it's science fiction. It's one genre. It's called steampunk, and I don't even know if technically. This is a good question. Is it a genre, or is it more of a aesthetic? And the notion of steampunk is that the world that steampunk inhabits, or at least when I see steampunk fiction, is that it's this sort of alternate reality where it's, the 1880s, but there are steam-powered machines that are as advanced, if not more advanced, than even modern-day machines. But it's all, like, steam-based. And it's a thing that looks cool, but there are times where I do think that there's a degree of ridiculousness to it. I mean, I guess everything's ridiculous, but I guess I just want to play with it, and take it to the extreme where everything is steam powered in my envisioned steampunk universe. Like, take a cell phone. A cell phone they have cell phones, but they're steam powered. So in order to use the cell phone, you actually have to wear this backpack, this giant backpack that has a tank of water in it that has to heat up to 9,000 degrees in order for the cell phone to work. And it's just everything. They have all the technology we do, but just there's this unwieldy steam-powered equipment. I mean, everything is basically a mini steam engine. And that is where Geordie's visor, it almost feels that insane, where somebody walks in and they're like, I need to make a phone call. Can I use your cell phone? Yeah, here. You're going to need to... It's only got a quarter of a tank in it, so it's going to have to be a quick call. Right, here. Let me take it off. How's your back? Lower back's not doing well. All right, well, careful. It's an older model. It's not the 13, it's the 12, and it's also the bigger one because I want to, sometimes I watch movies on it. No, I got it. Yeah, all right, I'm putting it. Oh my God, this is massive. All right, this is massive. All right, I gotta call. Rotary. Great. 47422538441. I'm calling Tiberius. It's Tiberius. Yes, it's Jim. Yeah, can I talk to you for a second? We've got a problem. Well, so the steam powered. I got to talk about the steam powered giraffe for a second. No, did you just say which steam powered giraffe? I thought there was only the prototype. How many steam powered giraffes are there? You've made 9,000 steam-powered giraffes. Where are they? Well, I'm talking to the one you gave me. I thought it was the only one. All right. Well, do you remember the one that you gave me? I don't know what the serial number of the steam-powered giraffe was. I thought it was the only steam-powered giraffe. I didn't think to write down the serial number. I didn't even know it had a serial number. Well, it's going on a rampage. It's going on a rampage right now, and I don't know how to shut it off. Yes, the thought of letting the water just run out of the tank and letting it run out has occurred to me. There are two problems with that. Number one, it's got a big tank, and it's full of water. And number two, it knows how to drink water. And I've been following it as it's been rampaging through the city, and it has been stopping, and it's been... Here's the thing. The other problem is that I never asked for this, okay? I didn't ask for a steam-powered giraffe. You gave it to me, and I should have... See, this is what happened. I'm a people pleaser. I should have just said, hey, I don't want this. I don't think I can use this. I don't know why this exists. And I should have given it back to you. But I didn't. I didn't want to hurt your feelings. But now the thing's on a rampage. And I can't, I don't know what to do. Hunt it. That's great. Brilliant. With what? You have a steam-powered giraffe hunting gun. Okay. Well, I mean, it sounds a bit, I feel like a regular gun would probably suffice. What am I saying? A regular gun did not suffice. It's metal. Bullets, what does your thing do? Is it just, please don't tell me that your thing is just a gun that's hooked up to a steam tank. I don't believe you when you say it's more than that. I really don't. I think what's happening is that you don't have a giraffe gun, and you're going to hang up the phone, and I'm going to hang up the phone, and in the time it takes to get me to your place, you're going to frantically throw together a steam-powered giraffe gun. Look, just a side note, no more presents, okay? We don't have to get each other presents. I don't get you anything, and if I do, it's a gift card. I don't know what a steam-powered gift card is, and I don't want you to invent one. Don't invent a steam-powered gift card. That doesn't make any sense. Look, can you send over whatever the weakness is? I have to call, the cops, the army, they need to know. Does it have a weakness? made it indestructible? Why? What did you think was going to happen to it? I appreciate that you want to build things that last and you don't want to give me a lemon. But we've gone in the opposite direction, okay? This is the opposite of a lemon, which I don't even know what that term is. It's a lime. It's whatever it is. It's people are injured. It's just going after everything. It's, oh boy. Now it's, I think it's fallen in love with the side of the Chrysler building, basically. I don't want to go into detail about it. Why did you build a steam-powered giraffe to have feelings of love? Oh, because to not do it would be unethical? Is that what you're telling me? Well, apparently you didn't program it to look for at least a complimentary steam-powered giraffe. Because, right, it's tearing a giant wall. The property damage is going to be awful. Oh my God. Okay, just get over here as soon as you can, and please just bring something, anything that can stop this. This is, I'm going to get sued on all different levels. I'm going to get sued. Hello? Oh. It's out of, your cell phone's out of steam. Is there any water around here? This is bad. You know what? I don't even want to call him. I've got to go. Well, look at that. Two little sketches that nobody will care about. So I'm walking past this car, and they have the Superman logo where the logo of the car should be. And I think it's a Honda, which is great. Just great. That right there, I need to know that Superman has a Honda with the Superman logo on it. It drives up. They're like, is that Superman? Is that you? Yeah, they hit me with a lot of kryptonite I had to drive over. Is that a Honda? Yeah. With the Superman logo on it? Yeah, so people know that I'm Superman. You know, it really kills the entrance when you drive in like that. Well, you know, I'm not going to... What do you want me to do? I can't fly right now. All right, what's the situation? Can you at least get a Humvee? I'm not going to get a Humvee. Why not? Because I'm Superman. I fight for truth and justice, and right now, I think part of that is we have to be honest about the environment, right? And I'm not at a point where I can afford any kind of electric vehicle, so this Honda is the best bet. So now, what's the problem? Well, there's a steam-powered giraffe that's on the loose, and we can't stop it. It's indestructible. I see. We were hoping that you could stop it. Do you know how many steam-powered giraffes there are in this world? No, but can we have this conversation after you stop the giraffe? It's destroying the Chrysler building in the biblical sense. There's only 9,000 steam-powered giraffes in the world. You're asking me to basically destroy an endangered species. But it's not alive. It's a machine. Well, clearly the machine has feelings, specifically for the aforementioned Chrysler building. I can't do it. I'm sorry. The creature is protected. It's an endangered species. I'm double parked. I gotta go. Can you call somebody who knows? What about Batman? Batman would do it. We know that Batman would do it. He would at least, knock the thing unconscious. Superman well, hopefully Batman will show up in a Bat Acura or whatever. Wow, look at that. Three little sketches. I'm feeling energized today. All right, well, this has been about 30 minutes. I think this is about enough, right? This feels right. This feels good.